Well, hello, welcome to this video, and we're going to talk about more news regarding the plan and the latest that this Governor Hochul, obviously, who we'll put on the screen right here, is, I love this. She's just such a hypocrite. She really is such a hypocrite. And she's always, trying to make herself look good, like she's, providing affordable housing when she's actually cutting. All right, so we're going to read this article from Newsday here about and we're going to also talk about the school districts as well. So we're going to first do this article here. So it says Long Island elderly on growing wait lists for in-home personal care, meal deliveries, and other critical services. So this is how we treat our elderly in the state. An increasing number of Long Island seniors are languishing on a waiting list for home and community-based services, including medical transportation, meal deliveries, and in-home personal care, in part because of a lack of state funding, according to records and elder advocates. The rising backlog statewide of non-Medicaid elder services, which are considered critical in keeping seniors in their homes, is forcing many families to pay out of pocket for private services, while others are reluctantly placing their loved ones in significantly more expensive nursing homes to obtain long-term support. The debate comes as Governor Kathy Hochul's proposed 2025 state budget cuts more than $9 million for home and community-based senior services. If these families don't, so again, we're cutting senior services, but we're giving to illegals coming in. This is what really, pisses me off. If these families don't get the services they requested, they're put in a very unfortunate circumstance of how they can try to cover the services in the home of their loved one, said Bill Ferris, AARP, New York State's legislative representative. And if they can't cover these services, especially personal care services, they're left with an unfortunate decision to put their loved one in a nursing home or some other adult care facility. Hundreds of seniors in Nassau and Suffolk are languishing on waiting lists. The backlog is a product of declining state funding, a rapidly growing senior population, inflationary costs for meals and transportation, and unfunded wage increase mandates, advocates contend. Lack of access to the elder programs, which are considered critical in keeping seniors in their homes, is forcing many families to pay out of pocket or to place their loved ones in nursing homes. So in Suffolk County, 293 residents are waiting for case management services to help them navigate the complex labyrinth of systems and programs as of September, the data shows. In addition, 242 Suffolk seniors are waiting for in-home care such as cleaning, meal preparation, grocery shopping, laundry, bathing, dressing, and toileting, while 163 are waiting for home-delivered meals. Families who can't afford to pay for... Okay, I kind of read that already. So Suffolk County level waiting list appears to be the second highest in the state, behind the 5 boroughs in New York City. As the senior population grows in Suffolk County, we are facing a dangerous shortage of health care and home aides and other critical senior assistance seniors need to live, said County Executive Ed Romaine. It has become increasingly important that New York State continues to fund these programs, and we will continue to advocate for additional state dollars so that we can care for our senior citizens in the way they deserve. Suffolk experienced a 32% increase in its 60 and older population between the 2010 census and the 2020 census, increasing the demand for these services. Even if funding was fully restored, county officials said the waiting list could persist because of a shortage of home care workers. The backlog, state records indicate, is better in Nassau, where 105 residents are waiting for case management services, 67 for in-home personal care, and 57 for transportation to doctors and grocery stores, and 20 for congregate meals served at senior centers that provide the elderly socialization time. Nassau officials, however, did not respond to requests for comment. Once again, it shows you what Bruce Blakeman thinks of the seniors and the disabled. He doesn't care. At least Ed Romaine cares about people. Like I said, I am much more optimistic for Suffolk County. It's a much better run county. Nassau is just all about the snobs. Home and community-based elder services for individuals who earn above the Medicaid level are being funded by the State Office for the Aging and administered by county officials. There's also a rapidly growing senior population. Advocates note that a senior could be on a waiting list for multiple services simultaneously, and that a detailed list of the total number of people in waiting in each county is not available. The highest demand for care statewide was among the 80-year-old women with low income who need help bathing, personal hygiene, dressing, house cleaning, and laundry, AARP found. The backlog, experts said, is a product of a rapidly growing senior population, declining state funding, inflational costs increases for. I already read that already, and so fully addressing the waiting list will cost the state $42 million. Yeah, but we spent way more of that on illegals. We're taking care of illegals before taking care of our citizens. That's disgusting. It really is. When you look at the overall totality of the budget of the state of New York, 0.8% goes to the aging services. It's been a historical issue long term that the network has been underfunded. And the backlog, advocates warn, will only get worse if lawmakers adopt Hochul's proposed budget, which cuts $9.3 million for home and community-based services. In a statement, Roger Noyer, spokesman for the Office of the Agent, said that the proposed budget continues the state's historic investment in unmet need funding, including $23 million for older New Yorkers across the state awaiting services. Last year, Hochul announced the state, which ranks fourth in the nation in the number of individuals aged 60 and over, would work with advocates to craft a master plan for the aging to develop strategies for older New Yorkers. At a well-attended master plan meeting in Hauppauge last month, seniors repeatedly stressed the need for a larger financial investment by the state to reduce the waiting list. This is a Newsday article. I think I have most of it here. But, this is despicable. How much has New York spent on illegals? Let's see. How much New York state funding for, we don't call them illegals, we call them asylum seekers. And I'll put migrants. All right. How much has New York spent on migrants? So migrant costs cost $233 million. So 233, yep. No, that's the state budget. But what about the actual New York governor wants $2.4 billion. So we're spending way more on these illegals. Yeah. It says here, New York City has spent $1.45 billion to help the migrants. All right, and the state is picking up half of that cost. All right, so we're spending all this money on migrants, but yet, or should I say illegals, but yet we're not taking care of our citizens. It's despicable. It's absolutely despicable. It really is. And then I have to share with you all these other school districts that are going to have to make cuts because of the budget hole. Sachem, Riverhead, Amityville. There was a rally here in Hauppauge about it. West Babylon also included. None of those school districts are well-to-do school districts. Yes, I know a portion of Amityville is well-to-do, all right, but it's mostly serves the people who are lower income. West Babylon also. So, it's funny. All the enclaves, they're not seeing their funding cut. No, Belmore America is getting a huge a boost in funding. Now, it's so obvious what this is all about. It's all designed to, say it with me, drive us out. That's what Governor Hochul is doing. And she's acting like she's not. Oh, I'm not. I'm here to help. No, you are driving us out, Governor Hochul. You are driving out the disabled. You are driving out the middle class. You are driving out the seniors. You want us to shut up and go live in other states. I mean, you're telling my friend Andy he's got to go shut up and go live in Florida. You're telling me I got to shut up and go live in New Jersey. We're sick of it, man. We're sick of it. Meanwhile, Wall Street, oh yeah, let me just show you how well the snobs have been doing. Look at how well they did today. I mean, it's unbelievable how well they're doing. So they're in their own little world. They're going to get to live the good life while the rest of us get our services cut. We get to deal with more crime in our communities, our quality of life declining, and it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. It's disgusting. It really is. Meanwhile, we spend all this money on illegals, but we don't have money to take care of the schools. We don't have enough money to take care of our seniors. We don't have enough money to take care of the mental health, but yet we can spend over $1 billion on people who are sneaking into the country. This governor I knew she would be a disaster. I knew when she got elected that it was going to make my life in New York almost impossible. That's why I tried so hard to get the word out during the primary to put Suozzi as the governor, because I know the state usually votes Democratic. It was very important to have Tom Suozzi be the Democratic nominee. But Hochul had all the Wall Street money, and she got in. And then when the general came, I tried so hard to get Lee Zeldin elected. And he got a lot of people who are Democrats that voted for him, but it wasn't enough to overcome the limousine liberal machine that's funded by Wall Street. You know, the same limousine liberal machine that runs the MTA and all the corruption there. This is all designed to drive us out. Hochul, you're trying to tell me to shut up and go live in New Jersey, and I'm trying to fight to survive on Long Island. And you know what? This is war, and I'm going to keep fighting as long as I can and keep talking about this. All right? You know what I mean? You're not my governor. You're not the governor for New York. You're the governor for the snobs. All right? It's so obvious who you serve. All right? And we're sick of it. We're sick of it. I know you're trying to drive us out, but I'm not going to go quietly. I know I'm fighting a losing battle, and I'm probably going to wind up having to shut up and go live in New Jersey someday. But you know what? I'm not going to shut up. I may have to go live in New Jersey, but I'm not going to shut up about what's going on. Thank you for watching.